Hello, welcome to White Ghost and Malaysian. My name is White Ghost. Please like and subscribe below. Today I'm going to be talking about the steps that I took where I finally received my long-term social visa pass, or LTSVP. So today all I'm going to do is go through the steps that I took personally to finally gain approval to be able to remain in Malaysia. First of all, I would like to give a big shout out to my brother and sister-in-laws and all the various Facebook groups like Love Is Not Tourism and Foreign Spouses of Malaysia, who helped me find and gather and get all this information sorted to finally help me gain approval. So the first thing that you need to do is you need to go down to your local immigration department. Mine was in the PKNS in Shah Alam, and that's where I went to finally get the forms to be able to complete my long-term social visa pass. So in each state or province or wherever you are in Malaysia, it will differ in the paperwork that you need to finally gain approval, what you need to complete for your long-term spouse or social visa pass. Just make sure that you get 2 copies, just in case you make mistakes. Certainly, I know that I made a few mistakes trying to complete the forms. I believe we went down 13, 14 times in total to finally get or gain approval and to get all the various documents and everything needed. So let's get into it. So like I said, first thing you do is that you get a sheet which is numbered from 1 down to, I believe it's 22 of all the things that you need to do or to have ticked to complete the long-term social visa pass. So the first thing that you get is you get 2 IM12 forms. That's basically just your details plus your sponsor's details. The second form that you get is you get 1 IM38 form to complete. That is your details about yourself, when you were born, you know, what city, language you speak, your previous job or current job, and your Malaysian and your UK address. So after completing the IM12 and the IM38 form, the next step that I needed to do was to get a extraction marriage certificate. This you get at your local JPN, which required me and my wife going down to our local JPM and showing our marriage certificates and our passport details to get a pink form or a pink certificate to prove that we are still in fact married. From there, the next step that we had to do was to complete the Surat Akan forms, which I will now go through. So the first Surat Akan form is the one where you have to put 2 photos in of, I believe, yourself and your wife. They're just details of, or all you have to do there is put in the details of when you were married. Then you get 2 declaration forms or statements, which is the Surat Akan Tahun 1960 forms. Like I said, you get 2 of those forms, where it's just a declaration of you saying that yes, I such and such married my wife on this date and we are still married, and vice versa, my wife is still married to me, where we got married on this date and are still married. From there, you also have a Surat Panjah form, which is your sponsor's details, or the person who is sponsoring you. This was a pink form, which was actually given to us when we were applying, when we thought we had all the documentation ready, and we finally went through to the immigration department and applied fully for the visa. We actually got told that we needed to complete this, or that our sponsor needed to complete this pink form, where we had to unfortunately leave and then come back at another date with this form. So all in total, with the Surat Akan form, the 2 declaration 1960 forms and the Sirats Penja forms. We had to go down to the Commissioner of Oath, where we had to get them stamped to prove that all our statements are true. So after getting the 4 forms in total completed down at the Commissioner Oath and stamped, I went down the list again, just ticking off and making sure that we had every piece of documentation needed to gain my visa approval. For the next step along, I needed the sponsor to make sure that he had his IC card or proof of ID. And the next step that I needed was for the sponsor to also provide, was you have to show their salary for up to, I believe, 3 months. As I went down the list again, I also required to take my passport as well as have my wife's details and her IC card and passport details with her as well. The next thing that I needed to do itself was to get the security bond itself. That required trying to book an appointment online, preferably. In our case, we didn't really have much time to do that because we had a set date booked for our long-term social visa appointment. So we ended up going down to the local LHDN, completing the online form there inside and getting and paying for the stamps. So after getting the security bond and paying for that, the next step that we needed to do was, I believe it's the Barang Maklumat Tamabang. I'm sorry if that's wrong. My Malaysia's not best. I believe it's number 15 on the on the list as you go down. All that is the details of when I was married, my family details, where I lived and my job, and I needed 2 witnesses to sign and basically say yes, this is true. So as I went down the form, I needed to complete in, I believe it's number 16, which was my details, my spouse's details, and the people who witnessed our marriage that needed to go in, as well as, like I said, my passport details and the dates of when me and my wife was married. After number 17, I needed to complete number 18. This was essentially the spouse's details and also the sponsor's details and questionnaires that just needed to be answered between the spouses and the sponsor. Preferably get somebody in who can help you read Malay to fill out these questionnaires. So down the list, number 19 was the photos that we needed to have taken just to prove that we are still married. These needed to be us, to see our bodies fully and only together. So this didn't require us being with other people or having other family members in the photo. It just needed to be 2 clear photos of body shots of both me and my wife, which we took holding our certificates just to prove that we were still married. The next step was that my partner needed to provide her utility bills, and also I think it's number 21 on the list. She needed to provide, my spouse needed to provide her tenancy agreement. You may need to provide your own mortgage, basically proof of address or ownership of address or of the property that you will be staying in when you're in Malaysia. You'll be able to stay for 6 months in Malaysia until I can apply for my second long-term social visa pass. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope this helps people in similar positions to me, especially when completing the long-term social visa pass forms. There are a lot of forms. Like I said, we went down the first time and we were missing a couple of forms and was given an extra pink form to fill in. I think we also needed to take some clearer photos of ourselves, and also took us a couple of times where we had to go down back and forth waiting for our approval approval to finally be approved, or our documents to finally be approved. So once again, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and thank you for watching White Ghost and a Malaysian. I do plan on doing some more videos to do with my second application, which I believe is going to be online, so that should be slightly, or hopefully slightly easier. But anyway, White Ghost and a Malaysian out.